Okay, so this is another video of databases, and we are working on database exercise 01. And so far we've done a query and we've done a report, and now we have another one to do. So this last report asks us to produce data from, produce a report from all the data, which contains a new field called discount, which is calculated at runtime, and then contains another new field and has the discounts and sale prices set to currency, portrait mode for the report, shows only certain records, shows only the fields, these certain fields, and is sorted in descending order, and so on. Okay, so there's a couple of new things which we've got to do here. We'll start off by creating a query again. So we'll create a query in Design View. We'll select our table and close that. Okay, so I'm just going to expand this out. So the first thing we need to do is maybe just take all these fields in, okay, because we don't know as of yet, until we get through this, which fields we want and which fields we don't want. So it's better just to put them all in, and then we can remove some afterwards. Right, so the first thing would be to contain, it says contains a new field. So this new field that we're going to create only exists as part of the query. It's not actually going to be in our database. So the way it works is that we give it an alias. So this is alias, and the alias will be discount as the name of this field, and then what the field is, as it doesn't exist. So you can see obviously we can pick from our table any of these, but it's not actually any of these anyway. It doesn't exist. So this is a calculated field. So what we will do here is we're going to put in double quotes the price, and then do a multiply sign, which is the star symbol, and then we're going to multiply that by the discount applied. So price, make sure you do it in capitals because that's why it's written there. So you can see it up here as well. If I just expand this a little bit, these are my fields. So I'm multiplying price, which is this one, in quotes, multiplied by double quotes, discounts, and it's discount underscore applied. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just check that this works, but first, before I check, I'll just do save as, and this report is going to be called sales record for Geldorf. So we'll just put sales record for Geldorf and say OK. Right, now there's a quick way. Instead of closing it and then opening it again, we can click on this button up here to run the query. So if I run that, you can see it's now added this extra one, discount, which doesn't exist in my table. So I've got all of these from my table of information, and you can see I've got how many fields? Well, 840 altogether at the minute. So I just clicked on this button to see the last one. And we're going to probably filter this down. So the next thing that we have to do on that bullet pointed list is create another one called sale price. So let's say that one, sale underscore price. And this one will do the price minus the discount. Now, the price we can put in like that because that's a field, but this one's a bit of a problem. Now, because we're wanting to basically calculate price minus this discount, what we will do instead is that we will actually put into brackets price multiplied by discount and subtract that by this price. Okay, so subtract, then brackets, and then in here we will do price again multiplied by double quotes, discounts applied. Right, now if it doesn't work, if you try this, if you run this, and it doesn't come up with it, it comes up with an error message. An error message could be, for example, if I make a spelling mistake and try to run it, okay, so it's come up, the data content could not be loaded, column not found, discount, and you can see I've left out an A by accident. So I just need to make sure I put that at A because it's an existing field called discount applied. So now if I run it, it'll work. Okay, so you have to usually check these things to make sure that that's all good. Okay, Has the discount, so the next one, has the discount sale price fields set as currency with 2 decimal places? Now they're not set to currency at all or 2 decimal places, and we won't do it here in our query, we will do it in our report. Orientation, portrait, we'll do in the report. Shows only the records where sold is yes. Okay, so sold, under criteria, we'll put 1, because that means true, which is also yes. And then it says sales were made in 2012. Okay, so date sold would be this one, right? Because this is the only one that has a date in it. So 2012. Now, if you have a look at the date, it's like this. Okay, so you can see I've got 2011 in there, and I've got January and so on, 2012. Right, so what we have to actually do is we can't just write 2012, because we write 2012, that's not going to work. But maybe if you did star 2012 and then another star, maybe we could possibly get that to work. Now if we try it, okay, so it's saying it's not going to work, and it says expecting between or in, right? Now that means that we should do something between one thing and another. So we'll just change it, and we'll do between, and then we'll do a date. So we'll do the 1st of the 1st, 2012, and, so this is an and operator. We've got and you can see we've got or down here. So you could do, we're doing all of this on the same row. So this is and this at the minute. So we've got 2 things we're actually saying here. So between that one and then the 31st of the 12th, 2012. Okay, so now if I try to run that, okay, so that's worked. And how many fields have I got? I've got 365, so I've got less. What else do we have to do? And the salesperson is Geldorf. Okay, so salesperson, which is this one, Geldorf. I just try that, and now I get 12 is my maximum amount of fields. Now that's loads less. So Geldorf sold 12 cars in 2012, and that was with these discounts and these sale prices at the end. So this is his record essentially, and you can see Geldorf is in Rotterdam, okay, in Holland. Right, so just to go back to the and operators, you can see what is happening here. This is between this date and this date, and you can see it's put hash symbols around these automatically for me and capitalized the between and the and then I've got an exact match. This is what this is called, an exact match, which is for Geldorf, and then 1, which is for true or false. Okay, 1 true, 0 false. Now these are this. That would mean that this date sold, I've got this criteria, and the salesperson's Geldorf, and the car, it has been sold. Okay. Now, if I wanted to do the or operator between one field and the other, I would put one of these down here. So if I wanted to do or Geldorf was the salesperson, so I could put Geldorf down there for that. Okay. So next thing is that we want ascending order of, sorry, the bullet point before that shows only the field salesperson. Okay, so we need to take some of these off. Model, price, we don't need power, engine, we do need price, not color, discount applied, no. Location, no. Date sold, yes. Salesperson, yes. Sold, yes. Price, sorry, discount and sale price, of course we want those as well. So I've got, if I count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've got 7 in total. That is correct. I'll run this again. 12 records, and I've got the information that I want. So that you can see what's happening. We're just extracting, doing a query, extracting the data from the database. Okay, so the next one shows sorts into ascending order of model. Okay, so it's not in ascending order of model at the minute. So we'll just go to here and sort ascending order. Refresh that, and you can see it's now micro, micro B, micro eco. Okay, good. Right, calculates the total value of these sales. Now the rest of this, I believe we need to do in the report mode. So we just save this and close it. So I've now got that sales record for Geldorf. Go to my reports, and I'm going to create a report using the wizard this time. Pick the query, sales report for Geldorf. These are all my fields, say next to that. To put them all in as the fields I want to use. Next. Labeling's fine, next. No groupings, next. Tabular form, sorting is just already, we've already done that in the query. And tabular format, and we do want orientation to be portrait actually, so we'll change that. Next, title for the report, fine, create report now, finish. Okay, so now it creates our report, and you can see that. So we've got to go back now and double check everything that we've done. So has the discount and sale price set to currency? So these aren't, and we could even do this one. You can see that the price hasn't been put in here, but it says just to do discount and sale price. Okay, so I'm going to close this and then right click on it. Make sure I've got it selected, right click and edit. And first of all, let's click on discounts and then properties. You can either get the properties by doing this button up here, like that, and it comes up the side, or if you just double click on it, it'll come out as well. Now, under the General tab, Formatting, I can click on these three little dots beside here, and then I can choose Currency. Now, I've just got the euro sign, and it gives me a preview of what that looks like, and then I can say OK. All right, brilliant. We can also do horizontal alignment, so that might be nicer if you put it on the right, and then maybe do the same with the title at the top, horizontal alignment right. You can obviously do this up here as well, okay? Right, so scroll along a little bit, and I've got the next one, which is sale price, so I can do that up here as well, and this one up here, and then just change the euro to currency to euro. Okay, right, so the price as well, I may as well just do that one. So the price, I'm going to do right, align that, right align that, maybe shift it over a wee bit. So I'll just click on it and then I can move it over maybe. No, just leave it. Okay, so now I just change that to euro. Currency, price, that was, oh no, price doesn't need to be. Okay, good. Right, so now if I just preview this, execute report. Okay, so now you can see it, but I need to shift this over a little bit, unfortunately. So I'm going to just grab that, move it over a tiny bit. I kind of think I need to make this smaller first, then move it over. Right, okay. Same again with this, move it down a wee bit and shift it over. I think I have to do it a bit more. Sometimes it gets a bit fiddly if you actually start doing this a lot. So I'm just going to save this, just in case my computer crashes or anything. Right, so more or less, but you can see, of course, these red arrows indicate that something's been cut off. So I just need to fiddle around with some of these, like salesperson as well. It's a bit of a pain if that happens. So if I preview and just look at the different fields, so model, it's fine, just price needs to be a little bit bigger. I could actually move the date over slightly probably. It's hard when you want to just get this all fitting on a page. So I'm just going to move this over somewhat to there. Put that, just check that again. So you can keep on just checking over and over again. Okay, still a wee bit more. Down here, the price, I could just move it up to this point. Preview. Okay, so that's sorted out, but still the date's looking a bit weird. So date, I'm just going to center it. Refresh. Okay, it's a bit better. And then salesperson, because I can't see all of that one, I just do that. I need to move the sold one over a little bit, so pull it in to make it a bit smaller, and then, oops, I just undo, I just did something there, undo, change alignment, redo that alignment. Okay, so now I just shift that over a tiny bit, see if I can get this to open up a bit more. Oops, starts to definitely get very fiddly. I try to use the arrow keys maybe a bit better. Probably still not going to be able to see that little bit there. Salesperson. It's a pain. What I could do is probably just change what it says in the label. So change that to person just. Okay, so it does that. Right, fine. All looking good. Right, what else do we need to do? Calculates the total value of these sales and places this value below the sale price column. Okay, so this can be tricky as well, but what we'll do is we will right click and insert report header and footer. And in the report header, we can put a label. Just draw that there. And there, of course, the label wants to say the title here, which is sales record. Sales record for Geldorf. Okay, and you can resize it. Just make that 16 in bold. A bit bigger, right? Okay, so just pull that out to the left. Preview it again. Does it look okay? Yep. Right, if you want to pull up the top part of the page, you can do that like this. So it's a little bit higher up. Starts off like that. Okay, so now I will do the footer as well. So it has to have your name on the left in the footer. So take that off. Label left. Right, so double click. And this one, I'm going to just say by Paul McTeer. Okay. Don't need to bother about the size or anything, so just make sure that is like here. And I can also make that smaller too. So I will pull this up to about the top, pull that up as high as I can go, just preview it. So it stays, but it's down at the bottom there. Okay, so the last thing is the total of this. Okay, so take my properties off. I'm going to do text box first. Put that down here. Double click on it. All right, data. I need to pick either a function or a counter. I think it's a function. Data field, sale price, and the function accumulation, and the scope is the report. So it's already put that in there for me. Okay. The next thing I'd want to do is the format, of course, again, currency. And then we essentially want to try it out, see if that works. So if I click off it and then try that, okay, that looks right. Of course, if you want to really test it, you would have to add that all up. So I just want to then put that underneath the sale price. And then I would put a label beside it. So just make that smaller and shift it up to be underneath the sale price. I can pull this all up too, like that, and then put a label, and then just the label could just say something like total. All right, so double click, label, total, 2 dots, okay, and take that off. All right, the label I'm going to make a bit smaller. and drag it over to here. Then use my arrow keys just to put it there. Refresh. Yes. Okay, so it's gone onto the wrong place. Obviously I wanted it to be under sales price, so maybe if I just shift this over a bit, hopefully that will work. Refresh that. Still not great. I don't know why it's not doing that, but maybe I can just change that to be red aligned. Okay, so now it's gone under it, and then maybe I need to do that same with the total. Just put it red aligned too, and check it, and that, well, it's not gone that much closer, but I suppose it's fine. So we'll just leave it like that. I might actually want to put it a little bit lower than it actually is, so I can hold shift and grab hopefully both of these. Yeah, I can just pull it down a wee bit like that, and there you go. That looks a bit better altogether. So name and sales record for Geldorf. Okay, so we just double check everything. It's always best to double check everything. So we have discount sales price field, sets currency 2 decimal points. We've got that. Has page orientation and portrait, good. Shows only the records where sold is yes. Sales were made in 2012. Okay, so that's fine. And salesperson's Geldorf, yep. Shows only the fields salesperson, model, price, discount, sold, sales price, and sold. Sorted into ascending order of model, yep. Okay. Has the total, calculates the total value of these sales and places this value below the sale price column. Yes, that's right. Has the total value formatted as 2 decimal places currency. Yep, done that. Includes a label to the left of the total value, includes a label to the left of the total with the value, total value of sales. Oh, so I should actually write total value of sales here. So did miss one thing. So let's see. Under just that one I want. Total value of sales. I'll just do total value of sales. Right, I'm going to just check that again to see what it looks like, of course. Oh, it's not refreshed it. Have to press off it and then refresh it. Okay, so now it doesn't fit, of course. Right, so take off the properties, make that bigger, like that, and refresh it. Okay, so fine. Could be a little bit closer to this, but it's fine. Includes the report title sales record, yep, for Geldorf. Has the name at the bottom left. Okay, right, so the last thing you have to do is export it, and you've got the options of PDF or Word documents. So we will just go export directly as PDF. Just going to give it name like that, Geldorf. And where do I want to save it? I'm going to save mine on my desktop, but you want to save yours onto your USB or your local storage if you have that in school. So press save. I'm going to close that. I can close the edit mode of this, and it's asking me if I want to save it. Yes, I want to save it, so I've got that. And then if I look at my PDF, open it up. There we go. Looks great. So now I can email this to whoever needs to receive it. So in your case, that would be me.